Sports Festival, Lost and Found, by Rogue Vector, read by Rainbow Crows. Summary. 14-year-old Izuku gets lost at the UA Sports Festival. Luckily, Heroine Midnight knows where he can wait until his parents can come and collect him. The announcer's booth, with her best pals Eraserhead and Present Mic. Chaos ensues. Chapter 1. Lost and Found. Mom? Mom! Izuku was lost. Worse still, he was lost at the UA Sports Festival. He was going to miss out on the second half of the event. The boy was about ready to burst into tears from the frustration. After all the effort his mom and dad had gone through to get him a ticket, his phone had run flat about an hour in, since he had forgotten to charge it last night looking at all the previous year's footage, and spent most of the first half recording videos with it. Stupid. He had tried to reach a Lost and Found he'd seen earlier, but the rush of the crowd trying to re-enter the stadium after the first two events had only pushed him further away from potential help and into a section of the stadium he didn't recognize. Not to mention, somewhere in all that, someone had spilled their drink on his clothes. What a pathetic sight he must have been. Stupid, useless Deku. You could almost imagine Kashan pointing and laughing at him. On the verge of tearing his hair out, Izuku looked around the nearly featureless hallways as he strained his ear for voices, or to come across a sign, or a map, or something. Thankfully, it was at this moment that someone found him. "Hey, what are you doing here, sweetie?" His head whipped around, and he almost froze in place. The voice was female and soft, but behind those honey-eyed words carried a weight of authority. Though not any menace. 10 years as a quirkless Deku had made him able to pick that out all too easily. When he turned around, his eyes widened, and he relaxed, if only a little, as he recognized the owner of the voice by the hero costume she was in. "You're the R18 rated Heroine Midnight!" he managed to stammer out. The heroine grinned and struck a pose that made Izuku's cheeks feel hot. "Yes, and you are a mystery trespasser from the looks of it." "Oh." Izuku immediately started bawling. "I'm sorry, I got lost and the crowd pushed me here and—" The crewnet launched into an explanation at top speed, gesturing wildly as the heroine paused and felt a little guilty. His innocence was apparent, and more was "No, bad memory!" as was his distress. The heroine walked over and crouched down in front of him, bringing both parties eye to eye. "Shh, it's okay, sweetie, I'm not mad at you. Did you get separated from your parents?" Yeah, Mom is sitting in Section E. My phone ran out of battery, so I couldn't call her, and... Aw, sounds like you've had a rough time, young man." Midnight pouted sympathetically, and her smile turned sultry for a moment before the heroine made an effort to bite her tongue. "Nope, not gonna go there with a 12-year-old? 13? She instead blinked, and Izuku flushed an even deeper crimson. The heroine laughed, not unkindly, as she stood up and pointed further down the corridor. "I have some friends, other heroes, waiting down that way. I'll leave you with them for now, because I'm due to announce the next event, and then during the next break they'll make sure you reunite with your parents, okay?" "Thank you, Miss Midnight." The boy smiled, bright and brilliant and blinding. Then he stopped for a moment before considering, and looking up at her with a determination that she could scarcely believe had been in him all this time. If you don't mind." Izuku offered up his notebook, opened to a fresh page along with a marker pen. And the Murray smiled, accepting the notebook and pen. "Well, anything for a fan," she winked at him before accepting the notebook and pen from him. "So, what's your name, kid?" "Izuku, Miss Midnight. Midoriya Izuku." "Well, Izuku, I hope to see you at UA soon, perhaps in one of my art history classes." Midnight smiled, and it was only long practice that kept her poker face up as she saw the boy tried to hide the little crack in his smile. Much like someone who had heard a branch break underfoot, the heroine kept her expression carefully pleasant. She finished signing and puckered her lips before briefly kissing the paper and leaving a prominent lipstick mark just underneath the signature. It got the effect she wanted. The crack in his smile and any nervousness evaporated in teenage mortification. Midnight laughed and handed the notebook back before flashing a reassuring smile. "Oh, you poor thing. Come on, Midoriya-kun. I'll drop you off with some other pros that can keep an eye on you until we get a hold of your parents, okay?" The boy's smile shone so bright that she swore she was going to need sunglasses. "Meanwhile, that was quite the fall you had there, young lady." Recovery Girl's smile showed a strained worry that reflected the green its own as she finished checking over the adult's ankle. While nothing serious, it did mean that Inko was going to be on a bed the rest of the afternoon, surrounded by chattering hero students, who were already starting to organize a betting pool on who would win the next event. "Gambling is still illegal, kids," Chio barked, waving her cane around menacingly. Thankfully, the initial rush of injuries and boo-boos from the sports festival so far had already calmed to a trickle, and with the next events being the one-on-one dueling, Chio had enough resources to spare for an injured guest. It just wouldn't do for a heroic academy like UA to just let one of their guests hobble around on a sprained ankle, was it? The woman, who had fallen down some stairs in the post-lunch rush, wrung her hands. "Yes, I'm so sorry for the trouble. I was just trying to find my son, you see. Has he turned up in any of the lost and found stations? I haven't been able to reach him on my cell phone, and—" "Don't worry, I've already sent out a message to the rest of the heroes running the security at the sports festival today," Chio reassured the mother, handing the tearful lady another glass of water and setting a box of tissues on the table beside her bed. "They'll report back to me as soon as they find your son. Our campus security isn't anything to sneeze at either, so we'll track him down soon enough." "Thank you. I'm just afraid." Chio smiled reassuringly. "Your son will be just fine, Midoriya-san. You'll be seeing each other before you even know it." And like someone had been listening for a cue, the TV they had installed in the infirmary snapped to the announcer's booth. Present Mic's voice boomed over the television speakers as the camera zoomed in. "Welcome back to the second half of the UA Sports Festival, ladies and gentlemen, and that lovely rainbow in between and beyond. Hope you had something to eat and drink to keep that hype level up, because here's the third event!" There, center camera, two teachers and a familiar-looking tangle of green hair sat at the announcer's table, practically vibrating in his seat from sheer excitement. Chio blinked. Speak of the devil, an adorable devil that was practically glowing as Eraserhead leaned slightly away from the booming mic, and he shall appear. "Midoriya-san, I'm going to take a wild shot and guess that's your son?" There was a ding as her cell phone got a notification on the local hero net. "Death Arms. I think I found your missing child." "Snipe. You think?" Chapter 2. Meet Your Heroes. 10 minutes earlier. Shota didn't flinch as the door behind him was thrown open, and Midnight came strutting into the room like she owned the damn place. He did, however, deign to look up and level his fourth best glare at the pro heroine as she cheerfully tossed a jelly packet at his head. Catching it, the underground hero checked the flavor, mango, before deciding that Midnight could live for another week for her offering. As she loudly exchanged greetings with the man who had hours, perhaps even minutes, left before Shota was ready to murder him, the Eraser hero tuned out their rambunctiousness and popped open the seal to the jelly packet. That was around the time he saw the teenager that had followed her in. Aizawa immediately knocked 3 days off the pro heroine's projected lifespan. He looked at the kid's emerald eyes and huffed. "Oh look, a security breach. What are you doing here, kid?" As soon as the words left his mouth, he felt the mood in the room shift as Midnight's chattering with Mike came to a screeching halt, her eyes widening as she shot him a look. The kid surprised him more with an expression of utter panic, his body tensing under his loose clothes as he looked ready to bolt, but remained rooted to the floor, frozen in fear. His eyes closed, and he looked slightly away from Aizawa. "Those are definitely not good signs." "Ah, Aizawa, you utter joker!" Forced laughter was followed shortly by a slam as Midnight crashed into him, curling an arm around his neck and squeezing him. Mike was there to make an attempt at a save as he shot a pair of finger guns at the child. "Yeah, right, kid. Midnight let you in, didn't she?" The kid nervously shuffled his red shoes as he tried to fight for words. "Yes, he did," Midnight filled in for him, and bopped Aizawa on the head. "Poor kid just got lost and I brought him here. Aizawa couldn't hear, shouldn't make assumptions, because that would be irrational, right?" "But I don't belong here, he's right," the boy offered, confused. Aizawa nodded. "Midnight invited you. It's okay." "Yeah, don't worry about it. It'd take more than a little kid to rattle for heroes, right? Come on, Green Bean. You can relax here until we can get a hold of your parents." Mike's voice grew a little quieter and a lot more serious as he dropped his hands onto his knees and leaned forward, offering a soft smile. "You're safe here, okay? I promise you that as a hero." The brunette nodded, though he didn't offer much in the way of reassuring signs. "Right. Cautious. Now, how to make up for that?" Aizawa glanced off to one side, before reaching over toward a nearby chair. "Why don't you come and take a seat?" The word surprised him as he pulled out one of the chairs at the announcer's table, dragged it to a spot between himself and Mike, and turned it around in an open offer to the nervous child. Apparently, it surprised Mike and Midnight too, given how they looked at him. He arched an eyebrow at them, daring them to try and countermand him. Neither did. In fact, Hisashi was the one that spoke up first, and it was in support. "Well, I've got no problems with having the little listener around," Mike announced, grinning and sticking up a pair of thumbs. "Come here and take the seat, kid. Why don't you tell me your parents' phone number? We'll get them to come and pick you up." "Sounds like a plan," Midnight giggled, sweeping up to Mike in a quick hug before strutting back toward the door. "Well, you boys get along now. I'm gonna run off and do my job." "Say hi to Cement House for us," Hisashi called after the retreating Midnight before swinging around, and then ending up sitting beside the nervous Greenette. Shoto left the kid wrangling to Hisashi as he turned back around and started organizing his notes. "Tell us your name, too. I'm Aizawa, he's Yamada, but I'm guessing you know him as Present Mic." Yes, I do, Eraserhead, sir." That got Aizawa to blink, even as Mike's smile widened a little bit more as he cackled mischievously. "Are you sure that's Eraserhead, kid?" "Oh, is he not? I was sure he was. Not a lot of heroes use anything like the capture scarf as a support weapon, and only Eraserhead is known to have a scarf like that and operate in the region. His eyes also flashed red, which I heard on a forum was one of his trademark quirk tells, and since he introduced himself as Aizawa, that meant that he didn't want to introduce himself as a pro-hero name, and Eraserhead is a pro-hero who's notorious for protecting his privacy, and since he's the only underground hero in UA, that means that..." The boy's ramble suddenly stalled, his eyes widening. "Oh, you didn't want to tell me you were Eraserhead because of your privacy. I'm really sorry, Eraserhead. No, Aizawa-san. Mike dissolved into amused cackling, and Aizawa pinched the bridge of his nose. That set off the Greenette's apologies into high gear as his face slowly reddened from the embarrassment. Aizawa couldn't help but feel like he shared some of it. Before he could open his mouth, though, Mike waved his arms frantically as he tried to take control of the conversation and forestall any further self-flagellation by the kid. Look, kid, what's your name again? I can't keep calling you kid. We've had a whole conversation." "I'm Midori Izuku. Please take care of me." The kid's bow was formal and a little stiff, but at least he was talking. Good old social conventions being the fallback of all fallbacks. Aizawa and Mike bowed back. "Aizawa Shota, pro-hero Eraserhead, pleased to meet you. I'm impressed by your deductions." Aizawa returned formally, although his capture scarf was hiding an amused smile. If only half the kids in my class were that observant. "Ooh, that's a pretty high compliment coming from Eraserhead," laughed Hisashi. "Hisashi Yamada, the voice hero, Present Mic." Midori pricked up. "Hisashi? My dad's name is Hisashi." This immediately distracted Hisashi. "Oh, really? Cool. Can I meet him? I haven't met a name buddy in so long." No, I'm sorry, but he's in Europe right now. Only my mom is here." Aw, Mike didn't sound too defeated, though, as he started opening and closing drawers, rummaging around them as he tried to find something. "Speaking of parents, though, hey, listener, what kind of phone do you have? We got some charging cables in the drawers here, so..." Aizawa tuned out the following shenanigans as he went on his phone and checked the time. "Uh-oh. Heads up, Hisashi, they're gonna start the next event in 20 seconds. Phone call will have to wait." "Right. Hey, I found a bunch of chargers here. Why don't you see what fits your phone, Midori-kun?" Thank you." Midori reached into his pockets and pulled out a dinged older phone. "Oh, cool. I used to have the same model." "Mike, focus." Hissing at him like they were sitting next to each other in Class 1B again, and he could almost see the punishment laps about to be dished out. "We're live in 5 seconds. Mike let out a quick hiss of disappointment and nodded. Okay, geez, Zawa, let's get shaking, kid." He sucked in a deep breath as Izuku watched on, hands clenched, waiting, his seat rattling. Aizawa hid a smirk as he pointed out the broadcast button. "I think Mike wants you to press the button for him, Midori-kun." Izuku, grinning, reached over and did so right before Mike belted out a greeting at near full volume. Meanwhile, in suburban Mustafu. "Wait, what the hell is Deku doing there?" Why, hello, my feathery little flock of chaotic criminal burbs. How are we? Oh my gosh, this was awesome. How are we feeling? How do you guys like this? How do you guys like this new multi-chapter fic we're doing? I love this fic so much, and I am so excited to be podficking it. Oh my god, I am like, woo! Oh my god, I don't even know how I found this, but, I was scrolling through my phone looking for fics to podfic, and I saw this, and it was just like, I was on chapter 5, I may have just forgotten about it. I have no memory of reading this fic before, last weekend, but it is so good. I probably picked it out in FicRex at some point on Ella's Discord, which you should totally go join, by the way. Go join the Discord. Little tangent here. Go join the Discord. We have very, very cool people, and people are very cool, and it's a very nice place, and we have some very well-seasoned arson all the time, so, like, what's not to love? But I probably picked it out from there, and I guess they recommended it on chapter 5, and I don't know, but like I have no memory of this fic before it like just popped up in my tabs, and I am so happy about it because this fic is so fucking good, and I love the sequel. I don't usually read sequels because sequels are usually really bad, but like this sequel so far is like really good, man. I really like it. It's so cute. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, anything else? Oh, drink your water. Drink your water. Drink your water. Go take a shower. Brush your teeth. Eat something. You need to eat something because that's healthy for you. There's one that I'm forgetting. And I don't remember. Go to bed on time. Go to bed on time. Don't be like me. If you're listening to this as soon as it goes up, go to sleep, please. Depending on your time zone, it's probably like really late. So please sleep. Please, that'd be like really cool if you could just sleep. Don't be like me in that regard. Last thing, give me Rex. Give me fic Rex. If you don't like this multi-chapter fic, which, yeah, I get it, some fics just aren't for everyone, maybe get a fic that you like that isn't too long, that, I have, because I'm, like, trying to work my way up to the longer fics. But, if you have a multi-chapter fic, or just a one-shot, or any fic in general that you just really like, send it to me, and I may really like it, and if I really like it, I may ask to podfic it. So yeah, give me Rex. I always need new fics because I'm obsessed. AO3 went down because of the DDoS attack, like right after I uploaded last time, and I flippin' broke down, man, because I didn't have service either, so I couldn't do shit. But yeah, I think that's it. So, I'll see you guys next upload. Bye-bye!